Today marks the third round of wage negotiations in the gold mining sector. I'm now joined by Chris Bishop, Managing Editor of Forbes Africa magazine, for more. Chris, we spoke to the other Chris earlier about the markets, which didn't look too good, and now we're going to talk to you about these gold wage negotiations, which are also not looking too good.
Well, tomorrow is going to be a very crucial day in these talks. What's happening is that the two sides are still miles apart. I mean, the unions this week, they rejected offers between 7 and 8.8%, 12.96% from the three major producers, Harmony, Anglo Gold and Sibanye. It was tossed out by all the unions. And bearing in mind the majority union, which is the NUM, wants 80%, AMCU wants 100%. And the two sides are miles apart. So essentially it's, the Chamber of Mines is trying to contain the situation. And today they gave a presentation to the unions to say, listen guys, you know, if you have your wage demands granted, then here's the problem. Most of the industry is going to be underwater. Most of the mines are going to be loss-making if you do. And of course, it could mean the end of the mining industry itself. One particular figure that I picked up from the employers was they were saying one mine only, for AMCU only, obviously they want 100%. They reckon it would pile on something like 6 billion rand. That's nearly $500 million a year onto the wage bill. And bearing in mind that wages make up 55% of gold mining costs, it's going to be a massive amount. So they had this big presentation, and they said, listen guys, here's the financial model for the mines. There are a lot of problems. You can't ask for this kind of money. And the reaction they got was, I mean, AMCU said to me today, they said, oh, listen, we don't want a lecture in economics. What we want our money. We don't want to come here. This is a wage negotiation. That's what we're here for. We're not interested in what the mines are doing. We're not interested in this. So basically, that was it. So what also AMCU has said, I mean, AMCU is by far the more militant of the two main unions. They've said today, they said, oh, tomorrow morning, we want a counteroffer. Which I know the employers are reluctant to come up with. We want a counteroffer, and if we don't get a counteroffer, we're going to deadlock, which means deadlock is 2 steps from a dispute, which is another 2 steps from a strike, which is where they're heading. And essentially, the I don't see where the employers can go. Eventually, they're in a cleft stick. If they come up with nothing tomorrow, then the unions will say, well, where is it? If they do come up with something and it's rejected again, it's going to be even worse. So it's going to be a very, very difficult decision to make for them overnight, I think.
Chris, are the unions at all not open to, there was a term that you used the last time we spoke, that social increase where they have the pension funds and some kind of education policies as well attached to it. Are they just all about the money? Same gravy.
Same gravy as the mines are in trouble. You know, basically what they're saying about the social compact is, you know, you can come up with these things if you want, you can offer these things if you want as part of a pay deal, but our members, they don't care. I mean, some of the things in the social compact, they said, oh, in 10 years' time, you're going to get this much pension, etc., etc. But the whole point is that the unions are saying, look, you know, 10 years' time, some of our guys might have left. Some of the guys might have died, you know. They don't want to know. They want to know now, 2015. They want to know what's going to be more in their pay packet. And that's the crux of the whole matter. I mean, no matter what the Chamber of Mines comes up with and say, oh, it's good, oh, it sounds good, etc., etc., I think they're going to really struggle to actually get some sort of settlement on this.
You've been in the industry for many years, and I think that's well documented. Is this the first time that we're really seeing such hard, head-to-head, tough negotiations at the wage discussions?
Well, yes. I mean, and I think being thrown into the mix is AMCU, the rising union. In the past, I mean, I've been covering these talks for about 10 years now, and in the past, the NUM, I'll be honest, they were very gentlemanly, they were very, everything was very ordered, very structured. There was a lot of talks, there was a lot of acceptance on both sides, a lot of demands were dropped, etc., and they finally come to an arrangement. But now you throw AMCU into the mix, and they're a lot more strident, a lot more militant, and they just say, well, quite frankly, sorry, we're not interested, give us our money. Or, I mean, they carry something like 30% of the 93,000 miners who are in these talks. And they're saying, well, if we don't like it, tough luck, we don't care. You've got to make us happy, which, again, is not in the spirit that the talks have been in the past.
I know you're not representing the unions here or even the mining bosses, but in your estimations, the probability of a strike on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I would say it's getting very likely, I would say. And tomorrow, depending on what happens tomorrow, if somehow the employers can pull the fat out of the fire and ameliorate this this situation, I'll take my hats off to them, I must say. But I just think the two sides are too far apart. I don't think that, I honestly believe the mines don't have much to play with. I mean, I think that they are struggling. I mean, more than half of the mines are marginal already. The gold price is well down, 1,200.
And now with China in the headlines, the outlook's just even gotten worse.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't see that it's going to be a very easy resolution. And you think about it, last year, the AMCU, they took out the platinum mines for 5 months.
Yeah.
It was a walk in the park. So what would be a few months in the gold mining industry would be nothing. So, well, it would cost this economy a lot. But I'm just saying it's looking very gloomy tonight, I can say that much.
Let's certainly hope the chief executives of the mining firms do manage to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Yes, Chris.
Yes, well, let's hope so. And with this life, there's hope. Who knows?
Exactly.
Might be a sunny day in Birchwood at Boksburg tomorrow, and everyone walk in happy and might be a bit more sort of open to things than they were yesterday.
Let's certainly hope so. Chris, thank you so much for your time today. That was Chris Bishop, Managing Editor of Forbes Africa magazine.